probably needs no introduction. Rapper, actor, mogul, Ice Cube.
Only one way to greet him. Yay, yay! Yay, yay!
Yay, yay! Yay, yay! Yay, yay! Put your dupes up. I mean, damn.
I couldn't ask for anything more.
Is LeBron worthy of the Lakers? What are you talking about?
The president of the Raider Nation.
Debate that. Just don't play with me. That just ain't gonna happen, baby.
The world is watching.
But we back, man, and it feels good. That's gonna be hard to beat.
Ain't no way on earth I'm going to have Stephen A's world and don't have my brother on the show. He's a hip-hop icon. He's an actor, a writer, a director. He does it all. He's my brother, the one and only Ice Cube is in the house. What's going on, big time? How are you? Yay, yay! What's up?
Oh, yay, yay! What's up, baby?
How you been, man?
It's
How's
your
everything
world,
going?
you know. Oh, man, it's going great. It's going great. You know, just looking forward to the new year to be something better than last year, so.
No question. Before I even get into it, let me just get this out of the way first before I come back to it later on. Are you feeling good about your Lakers because KD is in Brooklyn with Harden now? Kyrie's coming. Are you getting a little bit nervous about your Lakers? I'm just asking.
We ain't worried about nothing. You know what I mean? Won that championship last year and planning on going back-to-back. And if we got to go through Brooklyn or anybody else that step up, you know what I mean? I'm putting my money on the Lakers. We ain't worried about nothing.
I'm going to get back to that later. Before I get into some other serious matters, let me ask you a quick question about football. You did tell me that the Raiders was going to be all right this year. You did tell me that. I remember you telling me that, Ice Cube. I was there when you said it. What happened to your Raiders?
Well, you know, same thing always happened to us. You know, we go 6-3, and then the bottom fall out. So we got to fix that. You know, we start off great, and then the team end up 8-8. So something got to be done different. You know, I still think we got to shore up that defense. And hey, hopefully next year we can get 10-6, 11-5, and get into those playoffs.
You've been hoping a long time, Cube, when it comes to the Raiders, particularly when it comes to Derek Carr. You still holding out hope on that, or have you been one of those people, or are you one of those people that has given up hope when it comes to him? You think the Raiders might need to go in a different direction. Where are you at with that?
I mean, I like the quarterback. I think he, you know, does a lot of things well. You know what I mean? I would love for him to maybe follow through on a couple of throws, you know what I mean? And you know, not be so back-footy with it, you know what I mean, and step into some of those throws. But for the most part, it hasn't been his fault we haven't won. You know, it's really on the other side of the ball. We just got to shore up that defense because you can't expect him to score 30 points a game every game. So that's just asking too much in any quarterback. It's all on the defensive side of the ball.
Let me transition off the football field because obviously this particular week is sensitive in our nation right now. We've got Inauguration Week. Joe Biden is about to be inserted as the president of the United States. We understand Kamala Harris is going to be obviously a vice president. We're all looking forward to that. You obviously made a lot of noise because you put together a contract with Black America that you was willing to offer to any administration that was going to be in power. And because of that, I saw you take hits that I'm going to be on the record and say this on national television. It was completely unfair. Any ideas that's going to empower Black America is something I'm in support of. You took some hits for that as you've had an opportunity to reflect on all the things that have transpired this year without getting into the weeds too much about it. Talk to me about what you walked away thinking when all has been said and done.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of emotions going on both sides. You know, there's a lot of, you know, misinformation going on both sides. You know, if anybody studied what I was doing, they'll understand that I wasn't, rooting for any president, to be honest. You know, I just want whoever's going to help Black America. No president has come through for us. So, Trump is out of there. Biden is in. We're going to go to him, and hopefully he'll be the one who break this cycle of not doing much economically for Black people in America. And I'm looking forward to that. And, I just keep on pushing. I understood that, being in the middle of an election, you're going to take hits, when you speak out. But I wanted to keep, Black issues front of mind. They were falling behind. A lot of people were moving on to to suburban women votes, and I wanted Black issues to stay front of mind. And I believe it did stay front of mind, and I hope to continue to keep it front of mind. And that's the goal, is to make somebody do something. You know, it don't matter who's in there. Somebody got to do something for this situation, because we're in a dire need of some economic assistance and not so much sabotage.
Anybody that knows you knows that you ain't going to stop pushing, because you've never stopped pushing a day in your life. Look up Ice Cube's history, and it speaks for itself. Having said that, I can't even begin to imagine. Maybe I could, because I've been accused of that from time to time myself, when I'm willing to tackle issues where people are willing to question our blackness, calling us sellouts and things of that nature. I know how it's hit me in the past. I never dreamed in my wildest dreams anybody would ever say that about you, but they did. How did that make you feel, and how did that affect you, or how has that affected you and your thought process moving forward?
I mean, my true ones never did, you know, and, you know, to me, I've always felt like, you know, there's going to be a certain amount of people that just don't like what you do, no matter what it is. So I'm never concerned with that bunch or that crowd, you know, who's not looking at the facts, who's quick to follow, you know, the crowd, follow the herd, follow the headlines, and not look at me as an individual and what I've done and what I'm doing. So I'm not really worried about the suckers. I'm just worried about the people that's real, that want to get something done, that ain't caught up into, you know, a lot of this nonsense, you know, because you throw everybody away, you're going to look up and you ain't going to have nobody to throw away. You know, you're just going to have a pile of trash. So at the end of the day, you know, we got to keep pushing, and everybody got to do what they think they need to do to best help the situation. And that's all we're doing. Everybody's doing their best to help our situation. Nobody has the answer. Nobody has the magic program that's going to fix everything.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Ice Cube, let me go back onto the court of play, because, again, I'm going to get back to your Lakers, getting off the serious issue, getting back to the court of play. I'm going to ask you one more time, with a straight face. Yeah. Because I had your boy Snoop on here. He didn't seem concerned either, but I spoke to him before Harden arrived in Brooklyn. You sure you're not worried at all about KD, Kyrie, and James Harden in Brooklyn possibly knocking off your Lakers? I'm going to ask the question again.
I'm not worried about them knocking off the Lakers. You know, is that a great big three? Of course, you know, it's a great team, but I'm not worried about it. I think we have a great team too. I think we've added some great pieces to ensure that we will go back to back.
Snoop laughed when I asked him this question. Maybe you won't laugh in my face either. You sure you ain't worried about the Clippers? Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul You sure you're not worried about the Clippers?
Boy. Nobody worried about the zippers, man.
Nobody's worried about the Clippers. Okay.
Nobody worried about the dippers, man.
I had to check. Listen, before I let you get on out of here, we're approaching the 1-year anniversary, tragically, of Kobe Bryant's passing. And I put together my list, because I know how a Laker fan you are. I got my top 5 moments on the court for Kobe Bryant, and I want you to critique them, okay? I want you to tell me, once I give you my top, I'm going to give you one by one from 5 to number 1, and I'm gonna ask you what your thoughts about that, all right? You ready? You ready? Number 5 on my list, Ice Cube, when he dropped 61 at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. Does that make your top 5?
I mean, Kobe's done a lot of things. You know, to me, that was a great game.
Can that be a top 5?
Kobe's won championships.
I know. I'm getting to it.
I don't know.
I got 4
Kobe
more.
got a top 50. So keep going.
All right.
I love it.
Number 4 takes over in overtime, Game 4 of the 2000 NBA Finals against the Pacers. Scored the 8 points in overtime, 6 after Shaq fouled out. Remember that? The championship.
Yeah, now you're
How about that one?
Championship. You know, I mean, just the moment. You know, the moment. You know how young he was, how ferocious.
That works.
And he wasn't worried about it. This works.
Okay, that works, right? That's top 5. I'm good with that. All right.
Yes.
Number 3. Remember when they were down 30 at the Staples Center to the Dallas Mavericks? And Kobe came back, outscored the Mavs 21-15 in the fourth quarter by himself. Remember that?
I don't remember that one. I got to go back and look at that game.
When he walked off the court
crazy.
and Phil gave him the high five, it was down 30, and he came back. Kobe brought him back, took over.
Man, this boy done had so many moments. It's hard for me to pick the top five, to be honest. I don't see how you did it, Stephen A.
All right, let's go to the top two. Number 2 on the list, 81 points. Do I need to say any more against the Raptors? 2006.
Oh, man.
Do I need to say any more?
I was in Mexico doing that. I missed that game. I did not go to that game.
Wow.
And I still regret it. You know, Mexico is cool, but damn, 81.
That's right. And number 1, his last moment on the basketball court against Utah, Staples Center, April 13th, 2016, when he dropped 60 in his finale at the Staples Center.
Yeah, I mean, that's sick. Once again, I'm in Atlanta shooting a movie. I missed this game. My son is there, and they still, when they talk about it, they just light up on this moment. And, I mean, Kobe has a million great moments on the basketball court. That's why we love him so much.
I got you. Ice Cube, love you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Much love, Stephen A. Man. Don't nobody do it like you, baby. You keep it 1,000, and I appreciate that.
Appreciate you. Thanks a lot, my man.